Hey everyone! Welcome back to your favorite pirate crew! Today we're going to talk about Shanks revealing he's the true supreme leader of the Marines. If you'd like to see more about One Piece on our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel. That way you can join our pirate crew and earn a double fruit or master your favorite hockey of your very own. It would also mean a lot to the crew if you'd left your thumbs up in today's video so that we together can become Yonkos. Now without any further stalling, let's continue with today's video. Redhead, Shanks, also commonly better known as just Redhead, is the head of the Redhead Pirates and one of the 4 emperors ruling the New World, having been present in several generations of emperors, currently becoming the oldest of the gang of Yonkos. He stood alongside important figures such as Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard, being compared to them mainly for his strength, but surprisingly, he was the only human present among these in the past, in that he did not possess an Akuma no Mi. He, with just his skills as a swordsman and use of haki, which, as we saw until very recently in the manga, is capable of reaching absurd heights and long distances, proved to be a formidable opponent the few times we saw him in combat. This only proves his strength and why so many people fear him, especially the Marines. Is Shanks capable of being directly involved with the Marines? Perhaps in a grander role, as some sort of leader or representative of something greater? Not only involved with One Piece, but also a number of other events that we've seen throughout the story, but even noticed their connection. It's some theories regarding Redhead that we're going to be talking about in today's video. Shanks was one of the members of the ancient and legendary Rogers Pirates, the only group of pirates that was able to conquer the Grand Line and reach Laugh-Tale, the place where the treasure of the King of Pirates is said to be kept, One Piece. However, although Shanks is not present during the visit to this island, he certainly is someone who possesses a grand amount of information regarding various things that have happened in the world, be it in the past, the lost century, or other things that we still have no idea what they might be. He formed his career as a pirate in the said crew of the King of Pirates, as an apprentice alongside another newly dubbed Yonko Buggy, until he was finally able to form his own crew with the death of Gold D. Roger and the beginning of the Age of Pirates. He was also the pirate who inspired the beginning of Monkey D. Luffy's journey, having sacrificed his arm to save him when the boy, who was still completely unaware of things about the world, consumed Gomu Gomu no Mi, a fruit that guaranteed him the elasticity of rubber. However, when he fell into the sea, we found out that those who possesses such a fruit cannot swim, and for some unknown reason, Shanks struggled to save him from death at the cost of one of his body parts. Afterwards, Shanks handed his straw hat to young Luffy, saying that they would make a promise to give it back only when he became a notable pirate in the world. Shanks the Redhead is certainly one of the most powerful and important characters in the entire One Piece series. Besides being one of the 4 Yonkos who ruled the New World and governed the balance, his encounter with Luffy was instrumental in the birth of the new generation of pirates, but especially the Yonko Monkey D. Luffy, who was responsible for causing a mess in the Age of Pirates and becoming one of the biggest threats to the world government. And despite his great importance in the story, very little is known about the Redhead and his past, as well as his own goals. With this, some theories have emerged on the internet that could explain many mysteries surrounding this character. Shanks first appeared in the first chapter of One Piece when he and his team were passing through the Fuchsia village on the East Blue Sea. There, Shanks met a boy named Luffy who wanted to become a pirate. After saving Luffy's life, losing an arm in the process, Shanks became the boy's ideal and role model, even leaving him his straw hat as a sign of their bond. After that, Shanks would become a famous and powerful pirate in the New World, being recognized as one of the 4 emperors years before Luffy left for sea. He made brief appearances several other times, never meeting Luffy and his crew directly. It was also revealed that Shanks was once a part of the crew of Pirate King Gold D. Roger, along with his rival and friend Buggy. It was never really explained how Shanks ended up on the ship of the world's most important pirate. According to the official information, Shanks is 39 years old. 38 years before the current events in the manga, a very important battle occurred, called the God Valley Incident. This was a confrontation between powerful forces. On the one side were the Pirates of the Rocks, a crew composed of many individuals who would later become known as the strongest of their age, including 3 future emperors, Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard. Against them, an unlikely alliance was formed between Roger's pirates and the Marines, represented by Monkey D. Garp, Luffy's grandfather. The exact circumstances of the battle are unclear, but what is known is that the group of the world nobles, also known as the Celestial Dragons, with some of their slaves, were present on the island. The Pirates of the Rocks planned to attack them because their captain, Roxy Zebek, wanted to disrupt the world order and become the king of the world. The Rocks pirates were defeated and the world nobles managed to escape, but this theory postulates that one of them left a son behind, who was taken over by Roger, Shanks. There are a few reasons to believe this. First, in Kazuki Oden's flashback of his journey on Roger's ship, Pirate King, while holding Oden's newborn baby, mentions that it's been a while since this was done. This may not mean anything, obviously, but there is another, much more relevant clue. In chapter 907, Shanks appears on Merioya in front of the 5 elders, the highest authorities of the world government, as well as the secret world king. I'm asking to talk about a certain pirate. Merioya is the most sacred ground of the world government. It must be an impenetrable fortress, and the 5 elders are the highest authorities of an organization that wants to eradicate all pirates. In addition to Shanks, one of the 4 emperors, not stopping at all, one of the elders also says, "We only had time to talk because it was you." This would only make sense if Shanks was a celestial dragon by lineage, thus receiving privileged treatment that would be unthinkable for any other pirate, or someone at a level above that, or maybe even someone that matches in power and honor within the Marines. And this could dictate not only him being a celestial dragon, but perhaps a different rank. Other theories also dictate that he could be related to One Piece, perhaps acting as a guardian of sorts, having made some sort of contract with the 5 elders to make this possible. Or perhaps he was on a level as a supreme leader and necessarily respected within some important and necessary organizations for them. One, perhaps like the Marines itself. This could justify some situations in which Shanks was involved, such as the fact that his presence or mentioning his name often was responsible for making some powerful characters abandon the fight. This ranges from his clash with Kaido during the Marineford arc, where he could send him away so quickly that even the sailors there didn't understand how that was possible, such as Shanks' especially close encounter with the 5 elders, who stopped what they were doing just to listen to him. Also the fact that Ryukugyu, just feeling his presence, his haki directed, hesitated to continue there. He felt that Shanks didn't want those fights that would have involved Luffy, the one he chose somehow. Everything we've seen of Shanks so far is connected to something that will happen in the story. From his first appearance in Fuchsia Village to his last appearance in Rivera, Shanks has always played a significant role. Of course, the factor of Shanks being connected directly with the Marines, being on top of that a kind of supreme leader or something like that, would automatically make him a traitor. Both for the pirates, after all. He would need to give reports and be involved in specific situations that needed his commands, and for the Marines itself, interviewing in certain situations and saving lives that did not suit him. Also, when we think about his words in the most recent chapters of the manga, about him wanting to bring a new era to the world, seeming proud of the person he chose to have reached this level, seeming to have waited for the situation for years on end, only to then be able to get involved in the quest for One Piece. It would sound a little strange, wouldn't it? After all, he would be acting completely contrary to his principles, and his words and actions would be meaningless. Perhaps the ideal way for us to balance the idea of him working with the world government and still being a pirate, without putting him as a traitor and contradicting his words and actions, would be to add him as a mixed element, as someone who, as we've stated in other past theories, had made some sort of deal with the world government to help them in specific situations in exchange for continuing to be a pirate normally, interfering when he felt it was necessary and following his actions as he wished. Maybe even working with the world government, but not intending to stay that way for much longer. After all, he had been standing still for far too long, and the arrival of the new age had been the trigger for him to finally get moving again. But what about you? What do you think about these theories? Do you think any of them could be true? Is Shanks really a traitor? Maybe we're just interpreting his actions in the wrong way. Let us know in the comments what you think. I seriously want to hear them, and hopefully with a bagel in hand as I do. Well, that's it, my Mugiwara. Straw Hat Pirates. Yeah, that's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a future video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Believe it. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.